What up, pilots? So another topic that I wanted to talk about when it comes to adding immersion to simulator mode is adding helicopters to simulator mode. So with on top of them adding bigger maps, double the size, so 128 times 2, 256 kilometers by 256 kilometers instead, with there being double the mini bases, double these auxiliary bases here, having multiple air supremacy points that pop up rather than just one, and then also more ground battles going on rather than just, one here and then one here, have like, four or five of them rather than just two or three of them. When to basically add more objectives around the map, that way there's more to do with the bigger map sizes. On top of that, adding helicopters to simulator mode, they would have to set the battle ratings a little differently when it comes to helicopters to match up with fixed wing aircraft with rotary wing aircraft. So, say, basically Vietnam era rotary wing aircraft matched up with Vietnam era fixed wing aircraft, and then modern era rotary wing aircraft matched up with modern era fixed wing aircraft. That way it's more historical. So you'd see Hueys and Cobras matched up with Vietnam era F4 Phantoms and MiG-21s. And the same thing with the modern era. You would see AH-64 Apaches and, Eurocopters and Mi-28s matched up with F-16s, F-14s, and MiG-29s in the same era, rather than it be, you know, essentially unmatched, where the eras aren't matched up, because it wouldn't make sense if they were not matched up. So you'd be able to take off on a helipad a little bit closer to the ground battles going on the line here. You'd be able to take off at, say, the helipad right here, and then go to the ground battle here, and go play peekaboo with the ground units. And then also on top of that, with some of the aircraft, the fixed wing aircraft flying over you, going to, all the way across the map to go dogfight or go do beyond visual range, or whatever it may be. They see you down low, treetop level, going up and down playing peekaboo with ground units, so they roll over and dive to take a look at you, and they realize that, oh, you're an enemy Mi-28 Havoc and it's an F-16. So they roll over, take a look at you, extend out, and come back around to take a shot at you, and you have to defend from that. So you pop a couple flares and chaff, and then dive a little lower to get between the mountains or something to defend that. So adding helicopters to sim, where there's helipads a little bit closer to the middle of the map here, where players would be able to go and play peekaboo with ground units. Now let me back out here and show you what I mean by the battle rating changes. Okay, so if we go into the tech tree, let's go with a US tech tree real quick. Let's go to helicopters. So the current battle rating on the first Cobra is 8.0. That's a little bit low compared to the fixed wing aircraft in the same era of Vietnam. It's a little bit low. So that's 8.0. That's the same battle rating as an F-84, which is a Korean Air jet. Okay, so for example, setting the battle rating of that AH-1G, okay, this AH-1G is 8.0, setting it to say 9.0 instead, or 9.3, 9.7, somewhere where it matches up an early Vietnam aircraft, such as this F-100 here. And then same thing with the other tech trees. Okay, and then let's go back to helis here. Um, the UH-1B, the Huey is 8.7. That's a little bit low. That's still around the Korean era. That the 8.7 in sim is, you know, MiG-15 bis and F-86s. This one here, this Cobra is pretty good. I mean, it could probably go a little bit higher than that because it's an upgraded Cobra compared to the AH-1G, since it's the AH-1F. And then that would be the Vietnam era, and that would be for all the tech trees, right? So, and then the modern era, like matching up the Apaches with the F-16s and the MiG-29s. So instead of this Apache, the 10.3, set it to about 11.3 or 11.7. And then same thing with the other tech trees. That way, Vietnam era helicopters are matched up with Vietnam era fixed wing aircraft. And then same thing with modern era helicopters matched up with modern era fixed wing aircraft.